Alan, tell us about who these people are and what you have to do with them.
This is the David Wiseman Band. David Wiseman, Kathy Sheely Stout Wiseman, and Rob Denton, and Joe play fiddle with them.
You play fiddle with them. And so David Wiseman is kin to
Scotty Wiseman,
who wrote some really.
Yes.
There's your bubblegum, Jason. We brought our viewers here to meet David and Kathy Wiseman. Now, I'm going to start this with a little small history lesson, which I want you to contribute to. Just about 100 years ago, the United States went into a huge depression because of the stock market. But people up here in the mountains already were in a depression. And this thing developed by them going to Detroit, and it was called the Hillbilly Highway. You had some cousins that ran up and down that highway, if I understand right. Second cousins, Scotty and Lulu-Belle Wiseman. Okay. Now I noticed when I was reading the history about that, she always got her name first. Lulu-Belle Scotty Wiseman. Every time I read it, her name was first. So, and he's from Spruce Pine, which is not too far from here, and she was from Boone, so they met somewhere along the way. You know that story?
They met in it's either Louisiana Hayride or Chicago Barn Dance in Chicago.
Okay.
And what happened was she was up there entertaining, and they paired her up with Red Foley, a country singer.
Yeah.
And Red's girlfriend, her wife, was jealous, so they teamed her up with Scotty.
I knew it.
And they fell in love and got married.
They paired me up with some golfers sometimes. Okay.
But that's what happened.
All right. So music is in your history a long, long way, and you came into this family by marriage. But you have a long history of music too.
So,
How long?
well, I started out in Florida. Yeah. And me and my family, there was 7 siblings, and we all sang in church.
Okay.
And I was from a town called Pikesville, Florida.
Okay.
But my parents' family are all from South Carolina.
Talk a little louder.
A little louder. And so most of my music was in the church.
Right.
And like from local community gatherings, like, Labor Day, things like that. So our family was all, bluegrass, country, banjos, mandolin, all that.
Okay.
And then I moved to North Carolina. I worked at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And I moved to North Carolina about 40 years ago.
Okay.
Just 10 years ago I met him.
And you moved to where? Okay, as our viewers can tell, we've changed locations. And I learned something in the transition. There's a boss lady among us. And we don't have to guess, do we?
No, we don't.
Okay. All right, so you were telling us you come up in the church and you sang and you played some instruments and all the way, and then when you got to be 40 years old, you ran away from Florida. Did you do what they call a scon, or just come on up on your own?
No, actually, I left before then.
Okay.
I worked at the Kennedy Space Center.
Yes.
And then when the Space Center was kind of going up and down, I left. I went to North Carolina. I wasn't going to stay there. I went with a friend of mine, and who was in furniture.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna just go back.
Okay.
And I landed a really good job.
And here you are.
And I stayed there. And I became a vice president of operations at this company.
Wow.
And then I retired.
Okay.
And I met David.
Okay. So
And
David, now you started playing, how old were you?
10.
10. Okay. And just around on the porch, your mom and daddy?
Well, my dad's brothers and sisters, there's 10 of them, and 5 of them played music. Some of them were very good at it. My dad, he could play all the instruments, so he put me playing at 10, and I played in school talent shows and around family gatherings, and then wasn't long we got playing. When I was a kid, I got a guitar for Christmas when I was 10 years old, and within a couple of months I was taken to school and playing for the class. Matter of fact, teacher let me do a 30-minute like set with a couple other boys. They just sang, and we beat on guitars. We all sang unison. We didn't know nothing about no harmony.
Yeah.
And then after I left that class, she made arrangements for me to come back to her new class and play. But she is a Wiseman also. So Miss Helen Wiseman. But I was encouraged, you know, and I watched Kenny's mama. When I was first learning, I didn't hear the changes. Like, you know, it takes a while to develop your ear where you hear where the song's changing. And I'd stand opposite of her, and she'd got a new Gibson guitar, and she let me play her old one. And I'd stand opposite her and watch her change chords so I know that. And it's that's the way family music's handed down, you know. And but I was forcing to grow up in a family that played. It's like you know, people that's good hunters, their mom and or daddy hunted and taught them.
Yeah.
And if you're a musician, if that's all you hear, and your daddy, you know, he could play all of them. He played banjo and guitar mostly, but he could play some on all of them. And if I run into, you know, he didn't really show me lead stuff, but if I run into a problem, he'd show me. But Scotty Lulu-Belle, Tommy Fell was on the Arthur Smith show, and you know, Carolina's Arthur was on all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
But Tommy got his own show, and you know, after his show went off, a film crew from Charlotte, Lunas McGloin, who was over the orchestra in Charlotte, and C.J. Underwood, who run the Carolina Camera, they come to the mountains and was looking for talent. They was making a show called Mountain Music.
PBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And what it was, the whole show was themed about the band we was playing Leather Breeches. So they'd stop in at one location, and they'd ask where they could find us. And of course, the locations they stopped, people had some talent. One could dance, one could sing, and then they'd go on. And they finally went to Scotty and Lulu-Belle's, my Uncle Jim and Robbie boy playing guitar with his daddy was playing banjo. Scott Lulu-Belle at their house.
Bobby did.
They done the Mountain Dew, which Scotty owns that song.
Right.
He rewrote it. You know, he bought the song from
Right.
Lamar Lunsford,
So here's
but he wrote some more verses. Anyway, so and Scotty and Lulu-Belle's, you know, told them where they could find us, so we come and we done.
and this is on 3 Mile. 3 Mile Road.
That's where Scotty. But Lulu-Belle actually run for the House of Representatives later years,
And won.
Yeah,
Won.
she was a House Representative.
As a Democrat up here in these hills.
But she also, you know, they had songs recorded by Elvis, Bing Crosby.
Right.
Roy Rogers, they did movies with
Yeah,
Roy
they did.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's big time for the times.
Yeah.
So we've had
WLS
Memphis is
Barn Dance, that was a big
okay,
star.
and you are.
What's your name,
first
sir?
Kenny.
Yeah.
And last name Wiseman.
Joe.
Joe.
Mama
Last
was
name
my
Joe.
daddy's.
J-O-B-E.
J-O-B-E. And
His
your
mama
cousin.
was my dad's sister.
His mother was his dad's sister.
Okay.
She's a
okay.
guitar player.
So it's kind of mandatory to learn how to play music. That's what I'm picking up. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we went every Sunday. We'd go to my grandma and grandpa's house, and some of the brothers and sisters, my mother's brothers and sisters, they all played, you know, and some of them would be there.
That's one of those deals.
David would be there most of the time, and I was there every time I'd get there. But at that point, I couldn't play, and David was playing. It was eating me up. It was just tearing me. Because he could play and I couldn't, and I don't know.
Didn't take you long.
I didn't have enough time with my mother. She left when I was about 10 years old, and so I didn't have enough time to work with her. But she had me started on the spoons, and she taught me how to keep time, you know, and that was the main thing.
So you got the grandpas and all these people were there playing music.
Yeah.
How many people you talking about?
Well, all the relatives, all that could be
I need to
there.
know,
Cousins.
15, 20?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Yeah.
there were that many.
Okay.
We'd all go over for dinner. And
But what happened too was my uncle homesteaded in Alaska. He's a fiddle player, and he raised a family up there.
What's his
And
name?
Uncle Jimmy. And he come back to North Carolina, moved back, And when he first moved back, all the relatives hadn't seen him much in years because he was in Alaska. So every night for a couple of weeks, pickers that knew him before he left here and family members, they'd gather at my grandpa's and they'd pick
Jim and Jenny would be
everybody in the county.
and Alton Johnson's dad,
Frank Beam out of Martin.
Frank Bean.
How big was Grandpa's place?
and the guy
Oh,
that's
yeah,
playing fiddle in there
40
right
acre
now.
park. His house was just a little old frame house.
Roger
But
Ledford.
they'd pile in there everywhere.
Play in the yard, out under the oak
Everywhere.
trees.
But we had Uncle Kent Wiseman, who was a great banjo player.
Oh man,
And a drunk driver hit him,
Hit him.
killed his whole family
No.
in 1964, June the 5th.
Okay.
And but he had a promising career. He was getting noticed by a lot of folks.
yeah, he played on TV in South
Played
Carolina.
with Charlie Moore.
So I'm gonna interrupt here, and Jason don't know I can do this, but I want to ask you: do you know what Scotty and Lulu's longest and biggest hit was?
Have I told you lately I Love You? I think was the biggest.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Yes, it is. It is a
It's
classic.
the one that Elvis and Bing Crosby. I read
Willie
like
Nelson.
160 something
Did
major artists.
they
that
write it?
recorded
Yeah,
They wrote it, so they
She
got
wrote it-
royalties
They
from all
wrote it
that.
while he was
He was
in the hospital
Yeah.
at the time.
Okay.
And she'd come in and they wrote that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
She played also.
Let him tell you the rest of this story, because
Anyway, they all got together at my grandpa's one time when she'd moved back from New York to here. And they decided they wanted to have a memorial festival in honor of Kent. So they built a bluegrass park down on Toe River. And they had everybody who was anybody in bluegrass music booked in there.
tell them who
And-
all.
Oh, Ricky Skaggs and Keith Whitley come in there.
Ralph Stanley.
Ralph Stanley.
What year?
Ricky was with the Country Gentlemen at the time.
What year was that?
72, 3, 4, I
72.
think, something around there. But the hippies is going big time in too. 70s. They come from everywhere.
Yeah. We had
It's a great bluegrass
We had
festival.
Tell him who all else though was there.
Ralph Stanley, Jimmy Jazz, Bill Monroe, Lester Flatt, Osborne Brothers, Mac Wiseman, Lewis family, Carl Story.
And they all stayed at his aunt's. They would all
Lot
come
of
in
them
there.
were, not all.
A lot of them
In
would spend the
campers, you
night.
mean?
A lot of them, though.
Huh?
In campers.
Lot of them.
No, at their house.
At the house. Look, I got one more question, and that is the hat. That's a signature thing.
That's just, yeah.
Okay, and
It's
but
a
there's a
trademark.
story. There's a story, and you're gonna tell it.
Yeah, so when I first met David, he had this really cool hat. And I mean, everywhere we went, everybody was like, man, I love your hat. Where'd you get that hat? And, you know, I like to get one. It's a limited edition hat he bought in Nashville. It's Gorin Brothers. And it's a really cool hat. So he had that hat everywhere we went. We went to festivals. He played festivals and everything. You know, Merle Fest, everything. And so he took the hat to get it clean, and he put his other hat on.
And you had to take that hat off.
Yes.
Do it. Do it.
So he already had this hat.
Take it off.
You know, take it.
Take
He
it
won't
off.
take it
You're gonna
off.
see he looks like Kid Rock.
No, with it on. This
Oh,
one.
okay.
See, Kid Rock wore a different hat.
Okay.
And so this is a derby hat he had. So he started wearing that one while the other hat was being cleaned. And he had, in the meantime, he let his hair grow longer in the back, you know. And everybody, everywhere, thinks he's Kid Rock. I mean, they still do, I swear to you.
You get
And-
you get requests.
Yes.
Signatures, Kid Rock.
Yes.
I've
And-
had pictures.
And he'd say, I'm really not. And I'd say, look, tell them, give them a thrill. Tell them you are, and go ahead and sign it. Just say, don't tell anybody,
You can
because
spell rock.
we're trying to have a private event here.
I would say, ooh, baby, baby, hubba, hubba.
They all think he looks like Kid Rock. And
His
so,
insult.
more like
no, well, it's not really. You know, it's just a hat and the hair.
You right one.
Old man
Anyway, what happened? I took a hat to have it cleaned, and then this place that cleaned it, they done a wonderful job once. I went to pick my hat up, and they brought it. I didn't recognize it. I
They
put it
shrunk
on.
it.
Somebody must have put it in the washing machine.
Because
Cause it looked like Gilligan Island. I mean,
It really
It was a
did.
lemon. You can't find the hat. It's
No.
a limited edition. I did. A lot of people asked me to try to buy the hat,
But luckily, he had a second one. He bought two.
it is.
And he still has one. And I will tell you this, it's another cool place to go to. The Mad Hatter in Spruce Pine, she makes custom hats. They have hats galore. That Appalachian, and she's an artist. She's an artist also.
Yeah, okay.
But so we bought a few hats from her, and I usually wear hats. I forgot mine today, but he found out she has that same hat, and he's tried.
The original.
Well, like the
One
one he
like it.
had,
Yeah,
the
the
limited
original.
edition.
She happened to buy one year.
Yes, and he's trying to get her selling that hat.
But anyway, I'll get that right.
All right, Kenny, thank you. Thank you for dropping in.
Why, yeah.
We enjoyed meeting
Yeah,
you.
thanks for having us out.
And thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I know. I
You're
know.
so welcome.
And thank you.
Thank you,
Big
Ray.
Chris, it's been a great interview, Jason. This is going to top the chart.